Modern day hi-fi industry is good time to be audiophile, especially in affordable price range of components are better than ever. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my experience of using this Fosi Audio ZP3 fully balanced preamplifier stage with 2 RCA input and 1 XLR balanced input. Gain memory functions for each input, that dedicated memory functions that it will save, as well as using remote control. Mainly I use this remote control for gain control. I have my reason for that. So this ZP3 is only sells for $200. If you look into legacy brands, you will not find any balanced preamplifier staging any of amplifier of those major brands, even up to $1,500 price range. And Fosi is delivering balanced sound quality and noise control to you with $200 price point. This review is ZA3 and ZP3 combination. So ZA3 is TPA3255 chip Class D balanced amplifier that everybody knows and loves. This unit has 48 volt 5 amp power supply, and this ZA3 retail for $150. I will mainly focus on ZP3 because that is significant product and totally stand out in features and everything that it can offer for $200 of selling price. Sound quality is easy to describe in the case of the ZP3. Clean, quiet, and transparent sound without much of coloration. So features that I like about this ZP3 is balanced design and 3 analog inputs, 2 analog outputs, better than most of pre-stage that offer in this price point. Balanced design works well. Gain is totally different than using RCA out of the ZP3. I'm using Ever Solo T8 streaming transport with X2O T832 R2R DAC. XLR balance from Mogami using W2549 cable connected to this ZP3, as well as Audio Quest King Cobra RCA cable from TA32 to this ZP3. For the speaker wires, I'm using Belden 9497 in double run with CSS audio, 2 DTX towers. So I try a few different DACs with this combination, starting with Fosi Audio ZH3, this X2O TA32 R2R, and soon to be reviewed K13 R2R DACs. And in terms of sound quality and synergy wise, with this Class D amp and this ZP3 with these speakers, I like the best with this TA32 R2R DAC for my taste. So sound quality is totally redeliver everything as you feed into this ZP3. So ZA3 is also very transparent in sound with very good noise control. I only tested in stereo mode. When I'm using subwoofer with this ZP3, I have 3 different options. Either using full range from 20 Hz to 20K, or 80 Hz to 20K, or 120 to 20K. In my case, most of the time I end up using 80 Hz to 20K setup when I activated my subwoofer, but most of the time I only listen in 2-channel mode. That's why I put it on isolation filter so I can switch it around quickly when I'm testing it. And also there is bypass option. It will totally bypass this tone control option. Bypass mode is my favorite sound quality out of the ZP3. Refinement and clarity slightly improved. Tone control itself is not bad at all. It works well. When I'm using tone control in full range mode, when I crank it up to like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock position, the bass control totally enhance that lower region response with these speakers. But only issue I ran into is because of the ZA3 power handling. The CSS Audio 2TDX are a little bit of harder to drive speaker. So when I reach to that bass control at 3 o'clock position, it's starting to bottoms out. So bass is totally wobbly and lose control, no grip at all. That is the more to do with this power amplifier. This ZP3 tone control itself works wonderfully well without actually destroying the actual soundscape and stereo image in my setup. So that is very good sign of good quality tone control. Internal build quality, everything is nicely built. Op amp you can swap around, and they do have instructions for that. I will have the Google Drive links in my video description if you want to do the op amp play around with it. That is a detailed instruction for that. Check it out in my video description. Basically, the ZP3 exceeding asking price in terms of features and sound quality, everything that it can deliver. I was surprised. I can't wait to try the ZP3 with new and upcoming, the new mono amps that they're gonna release soon. So that's gonna be exciting pairing. Another thing that biggest complaint per se, because volume control, that is going to be one of the issue, right? Sometimes if you forgot, it might jump on you with loud volume because this one has an endless turning volume knob. That is the one thing that they really need to improve on this ZP3. In my case, I solve it by setting the little dot of the volume control at the 12 o'clock position and just play around with my remote control. I always turn down the volume when I'm stopped listening just to be safe. That's the only one thing. Fosi really should improve that volume control. It's gonna be giant killer if they can do that. Better volume control also can help improve the sound quality and clarity as well. In terms of sound signature, this one is quiet and transparent sound and totally redelivering pairing component sound signature. In my case, this X2O TA32R2R deck. That's what you will hear in sound sample as well, pairing it with this ZA3. For ZA3, I only use it in stereo mode. This room is 26 by 16. It totally fine driving this 2 DDX towers in stereo mode, right? It can fill the room, no problem, with good authoritative bass quality until if I raise the bass to a little too high, it will bottoms out. It will run out of juice. That's a slight downside in stereo mode. But when I enable high pass filter crossing over at 80 Hz, it totally frees up and it has incredibly improving clarity and effortless sound signature that it can deliver. And another thing that I like to mention is channel crosstalk is very good on this ZP3. As I connected both XLR input and RCA input, while I'm playing music, I swap them around and I don't hear any sound that leaked out to next channel. So that is very good performing in this price point of $200 pre-stage. My advice to Fosi Audio is please improve the volume control of this ZP3. If you can improve that, it's going to be total game changer and better than anyone else in performance and sound quality and features that come with it, even up to $500-600 price range or pre-stages that are available. $350 for this combination is hard to beat, and you can always play around with op-amp and all the stuff that you can use. High pass filter option, those are much needed features, especially in this price point. Totally wholeheartedly recommended to you to try this ZP3. If you like DPA sound, you can also pair with this ZA3 amp in combination. That is going to be $350 deal that rival to many $600-700 amplifiers that currently available in the market. So that is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whisper sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, meet my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home, children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they young, mothers who don't leave a child a single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude.